Hello, business family, and welcome to a special edition of the Business of Black Business. Now, do you want to hear from the engines behind Black business in Broward, Miami? And I do mean the folks that are fighting the good fight for you, Black and minority owned small business. Well, you want to tune in because you don't want to miss this. I'm telling you. Hello, my name is Jay Reynolds. I own and operate Wolf Creek Consulting. We are a top ranked executive staffing company. And this is the Business of Black Business. It's a show that's designed to help Black entrepreneurs and would-be business owners to start and to scale a business. More than anything else, it's a unique opportunity to gain insight from really successful business owners and thought leaders. I want you to hear from them. I want you to be in the room. Now, today we get to talk to two leaders who play a vital role in the financial success of Black-owned businesses in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. Joining me is Shaheewa Gelin, President and CEO of the Broward Black Chamber of Commerce, and Gordon Eric Knowles, President and CEO of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. Now, hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Hi, Jay.
I want you to know that I actually wore a tie for you. You guys know that I don't wear ties, but today I wore a tie because I was talking to you guys, because I really have been looking forward to this interview. As your insight is so invaluable as we navigate the current landscape affecting both Black-owned businesses and minority enterprises. So, Shaheewa, we're going to begin with you ladies first, right? So please introduce yourself and provide, let's call it a historical perspective or overview of the Black Chamber of Commerce here in Broward County.
Okay, I can do that. Happy to be here. My name is Shaheewa Gelin. I'm the founder and CEO of the Broward County Black Chamber of Commerce. We're a chamber that officially launched in August of 2018, fully focused on ensuring that we promote our businesses, that we advocate for them, and of course, the education portion is so important, providing technical assistance, whether it be group or one-on-one, so our businesses are ready for the opportunities that we are routinely advocating for. To date, we have about 560, a little bit over 560 members strong that span 28 different industries. So we're extremely proud of our members, and we fight for them, like you mentioned in your intro today, because we want to ensure that our Black businesses are thriving so they can provide jobs and they can get back to the community. So that's a little overview about us.
Absolutely. Eric, I would ask you to do the same thing.
Well, thank you, Jay. Great to see you, and always good to see my friend Shaheewa. Well, I've been here at the helm. As I said, I'm the head bottle washer here at the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I've been doing this now for 11 years, been involved with the Chamber for many years as past chair of the board. Chamber's been around for 51 years. It was founded back in 1974 by a group of businessmen and women who were fighting the fight that we continue to fight here in 2025 because of the lack of opportunities, et cetera. Our mission is to provide economic and social transformation in our community. We do that each and every day, like Shaheewa said. We provide technical assistance one-on-one. We bring in partners because we don't do it all ourselves. We work with SBDC at FIU. We work with CareerSource South Florida and many others. And it's a collaborative effort. Actually, we work together as chambers as well, supporting one another. Because what happens is a lot of our members are members of our chamber and members of the Broward Chamber. I tell people all the time, it's not just about being with our chamber. You have to understand that each chamber has a niche, has relationships in each community. And when you think about chambers, there's so many, you know. I have what they call, or I say, you have the grandfathers of the chambers, which are the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber, which is probably 100 plus years old, and you have the Greater Miami Chamber, which is 100 plus years old. And then it breaks down to almost every municipality having a chamber.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's nothing wrong with getting the best of both worlds anymore, right?
I agree.
And absolutely nothing wrong with it. Now, guys, I know you guys both well, and I consider both of you guys my friends, and you have helped me individually grow my business. So I appreciate that. Now, these are turbulent times, right? There's a lot to unpack here. let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? First, now today we got to pay particular interest to understanding the impact of the recent rollbacks in DEI, right?
Mhm.
Both on federal and state government contracts. What's your guys' perspective about that? I'll start with you, Shaheewa, and then Eric, would you chime in later?
Okay. You know, you're absolutely right, Jay. These are precarious times. I can't say I didn't feel it coming. For 3 years, I traveled to Washington, D.C. with a group of chambers in the southern region of the United States, 7 different states, as a matter of fact. Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, of course. I represented Florida. And we were traveling to DC to understand the opportunities, find the money, right? Because our chambers tend to be underfunded as Black chambers. So very few of our chambers actually have, staff. And so I went there really on a mission to make those connections and to learn. And later last year, I felt that urge. And I was saying to folks, you've been coming for 3 years, what's going on? Where's the money? You kind of got to get it out now, or we're not getting it for
Yeah.
4 years based on what I heard during the campaign season. And I think folks kind of were like, oh, things will kind of be able to roll as usual. We've been here before, and thought that nothing really big would change. And instead, we were really in for a rude awakening where there's really an attack on anything that has Black in its name, anything that's going to help Black people, as we've unfortunately seen. And then we've had a situation in our state where now we have Doge roaming around the state, and so
Right.
Doge is in Broward right now.
Yeah, they've landed in Broward.
Yep, they're in
Yeah,
Broward.
just in Miami-Dade a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly. Everybody's kind of getting their letters, right? And luckily we have some good folks that are saying, hey, we have nothing to hide. We've been doing the right thing by our very diverse community and ensuring that we don't leave behind communities, because they understand we don't want our, economic ecosystems to be broken apart. And I think it makes an interesting environment and a more difficult environment, to be honest, for organizations. There are folks that, have asked me, are you going to take Black out of the name of your organization? And there have been folks that have in their requests, they kind of, mute the fact, but we're not going to do that. I tell folks, you take it off paper, but when I walk in the room, I'm still Black. And so that's what it
And
that's what
trouble
it is.
don't last always either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Eric, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, Jay, and as you said, they say we've been here before, but
Yeah.
have we really? Because prior to integration, we had our own. And when integration came and things were decimated, and we had these set asides, et cetera, et cetera. So our communities built and grew from that perspective, from a different perspective, outside of having our own. And when you look at cities like Atlanta, they grew from that perspective.
Yeah.
All the set asides, et cetera, and being obviously a community that was Black, having a mayor that was Black, so on and so forth. Yes, I was just in a board meeting with an organization just the other day, and going through taking away those monikers that lets the world know
Those
that you are
keywords.
Black. It didn't
Those
say
keywords.
Black, but there are obviously catchphrases that
Yeah.
lets the world know that you are an organization, and it's not a Black organization, but it supports Black initiatives.
Right.
And so they've had to water down
Mm-hmm.
the message, but still understand how we had a board retreat. Now, how do we still get our message out? How do we continue to get the support? And as Shaheewa said, we as chambers, we have to raise money to keep our doors open. It's definitely not done by the membership.
Right.
Members come and go.
Right.
Members go through this process of, well, I didn't get anything out of it, so I'm not going to, continue to be a member. But it takes engagement, just like we are engaged. Shaheewa and I and others are out working while you're building your business, and we're helping you build your business when you're not even in the room. We're fighting for the opportunity.
Right.
Each and every day.
Fighting a good fight, like 60 hours, 68 hours a week, we're talking all day long and all night long in some cases.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, here it is. It's Black Business Month. You know, we just celebrated together as Broward Black Chamber and Palm Beach Black Chamber and our chamber. You know, it's interesting. Our founders, maybe it was the time when they founded 51 years ago, they didn't call it the Black Chamber, they called it the Miami-Dade Chamber. And that was before even Miami-Dade County became Miami-Dade County. It was Dade County. It didn't become that until the 80s. But we served from Florida City all the way up to Miami Gardens. So I guess that was their understanding of why they named it the Miami-Dade Chamber.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're gonna have to take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about that membership, right? I really want to talk about that and drill down into it and understand the impact on your membership and where that's all headed. But hey, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Miami-Dade, it's always that time of year, mosquito season, and they're an ongoing danger for our community. To protect yourself this season, follow these simple steps. Drain all standing water around your home and perform weekly checks on areas that accumulate regular buildup. When outside, make sure you cover up as best as possible. Finally, never forget to use repellent on skin and clothing.
Oh, mosquito.
Dude, your mom is so weird.
Get away.
I know.
Together, we can fight the bite and keep our community safe.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. Get your crew. You don't want to miss this. Lock in your seats now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family. Our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
With culture.
Welcome back, business family. Let's talk a little bit about your memberships. In light of the challenges faced by minority and Black businesses over the past, let's call it 8 months or so, have you observed an increase in membership with your organization?
I will say yes, we have. And I call it back to Black. Unfortunately, when we as a people sometimes find ourselves in difficult situations, when it's not going quite as we planned out in the world, right? So now it's time to kind of come back to your roots, come back home. And people seem to start to have more appreciation for the organizations that have continually worked for them, not the organizations that sprung up a program or started to work on their behalf simply because there was money in training for, diverse businesses, or there was funding there. So other, chambers or other groups started to, go that way and to provide training. They come back to the folks who were genuine. And so we've seen a steady kind of growth in our membership. I will also say, kind of, playing around a little bit with the first question you asked, where, some of my members asked very early in the year, in January, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to make it through? And that's, once again, is leaning back on home, and they understand who's going to fight for them. So, in having that conversation, I was saying to them, look, we're going to still have Black in our name. We're still going to go out there and we're going to fight. And there are organizations that understand very well that the consumer base in South Florida, in America, is brown. And so they can't alienate that consumer base. And so they're
Yeah,
going to continue to
ask Target about that, right?
yeah, well, right. There you go. They're going to continue to work with those organizations. And we've been pleasantly surprised when some folks have come forward, new partners, to say, we want to work with you, and have literally said, we understand and support DEI. We have no problem with it. And so that's kind of the message we're leading with our members. You're not a Black business. Although it is run by a Black person, you are a business that provides a valuable service or product. And so it's our job to help you, to help promote that, whether it's making those connections with decision makers, whether it's creating new opportunities with cities or counties and new programs so that there are new avenues for you to make dollars, or new goals so that you'll be included in those new opportunities, or whether it's getting you ready, right, for these new trends that are coming up. So we always have to stay on our toes, because times do change, regardless of a new administration, but just in business, things change.
I tell you,
we have to make sure our folks are ready.
And the bottom line is that the good news is that it sounds like your strategic planning allows you to continue that growth. Now,
absolutely. And the other part is, the other side of that is we have to do events. We have to do events. We talked about what's coming up. What do we have coming up? I mean, we have.
Hang on for a second. Hang on to that thought. Hang on to that thought, because I want to come back there. Now, Shaheewa, your leadership. One of the things that I have watched, right? Your leadership in the educational equity and small business development really comes through as your chair in the Broward County Public Schools, especially, the small business advisory committee that you're a part of. How critical is education equity for the success of Black entrepreneurs in South Florida? Because the school systems are probably the biggest employers in this marketplace, period. So how is that important? Why have you made that such a mission for yourself?
Well, I think once again, it's, as Eric mentioned, it's all about relationships. And so I made a concerted effort to get out and to be active in community, to talk about the wonderful ways that our businesses are active and the ways we give back. But also, as we kind of toil to build our businesses, we have to think about what we're leaving behind for our families, what we're leaving behind for the next generation. And so our chamber has made a concerted effort to be involved in the schools, whether it be through volunteerism, to train up and specifically help high school students create new businesses, for them to understand the process, the legal process, the marketing process, where they actually create websites and sell their products. So they have, create an annual report. So we're in community to show our young people that this is a viable option. And even if you don't end up starting your own business, there's a way to think, right, in another person's business that is entrepreneurial, that will help you grow and help you kind of grow professionally. I also think, as being the chair of the Broward County Public Schools, their Small Business Advisory Committee, it gives me an inside track to understand what's happening, and then to be able to advocate in a strong position for our businesses. Because you can't have this large school district of about 30,000 employees, to your point, Jay, strong, and none of that money, none of those billions are spent with our businesses, right?
Literally,
so
billions.
It's billions. It's about making sure that there's a circle, right? So we give back in the way that as folks graduate, there are jobs to be had in this ecosystem for our graduates. But if there isn't an equitable spend from our school district, from our county, et cetera, then our businesses will not exist to absorb all these new employees, managers, and potential business owners in the future. So we have to think long term. Obviously, we have short-term goals, with membership, fundraising, et cetera, but we have to think long term. And what does this look like? What do we want our community to look like in the long term? I don't want to go through neighborhoods seeing adults riding bicycles, where the young people come out and see adults on the corner doing nothing, for the day. We have to infuse our economy with jobs and opportunity. And that's why I'm active in those spaces.
And just to add to that, Jay.
We have to take a break. We have to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what's next for both you guys. And Eric, you get the first word. But we'll be right back.
Miami-Dade, it's always that time of year, mosquito season, and they're an ongoing danger for our community. To protect yourself this season, follow these simple steps. Drain all standing water around your home and perform weekly checks on areas that accumulate regular buildup. When outside, make sure you cover up as best as possible. Finally, never forget to use repellent on skin and clothing.
Oh, mosquito.
Dude, your mom is so weird.
Get away.
I know.
Together, we can fight the bite and keep our community safe.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. Get your crew. You don't want to miss this. Lock in your seats now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family. Our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
With culture.
Hey guys, welcome back. And like I said in the very beginning, there's a lot to unpack. I could talk with both of you guys for an hour. But Eric, talk to me a little bit about what's next for you. What are some of the things that you have outlined? Where are you headed?
Well, the one thing I just wanted to follow up with what Shaheewa was saying, you know, when Black businesses grow, Black communities grow.
Absolutely.
Period. The future, we got a lot going on, as I was mentioning earlier, is that our doors aren't staying open by our membership. Our doors aren't staying open by a few grants that we get here and there. Yeah. We have to do events. Coming up in September, we have our golf tournament, Dorothy Baker Golf Classic. Nice. We have a health fair in November. And then we have our major event, our gala in December, which is our largest fundraiser. As you mentioned, we have gotten to a point where we're pretty much doing over $1 million a year between our grants and the fundraising that we do and our membership. But where I want to get to, Jay, is owning some property. Yeah. And where we are able to rent space out to other businesses as well. So that is where my head is and how we are moving towards the future.
Perfect. Hey, that is amazing. And you know what the comforting thing about everything that you just said is that you have a strategic orientation, which means that, hey, look, you're not resting on the successes that you've already had, but you're thinking about what we're going to be doing next. And I know Shaheewa, she's got the same mindset. What's happening with you? What's next?
Yeah, no, definitely. We've actually in the past formed like an investment club in the chamber. We were all looking to jointly purchase property because I think that is ownership is key. Too many folks lose businesses. They lose such when that rent goes up and they can't make rent. But it also should be a place for gathering of businesses, but for events, etc. So that's something we're looking to do. We've also expanded our footprint. So we've been very active in the Miramar kind of regional area. And we're looking to grow in the Pompano area because, you know, we kind of tended to stay as a new organization, a very young organization in the central part of the county where we have a really good footprint. So we've expanded to Miramar and kind of the north, Coconut Creek, Margate, Pompano is kind of next for us to ensure we're touching those businesses and having adequate events and training in that area. We also have a partnership that I'm not going to speak about until we kind of sign on the dotted line, but that will in essence give us a center in a shared kind of joint venture with an educational institution. So I'm really excited about that. And then we have, an open house coming. We also have our annual event is our luncheon. Our largest event is a luncheon in December. So you'll see more about our events as well.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, you guys are always on the tip of the spear, always the tip of the spear as it relates to getting things done in for Black businesses. So I applaud you. Continue to do that, right? Well, we run out of time. We have to get together.
We need more time, Jay. We need more time.
We need part one and part two.
We got a lot to share.
We're gonna do this.
Talking about the Florida Black Chamber Association.
Yeah, the Florida Association of Black Chambers.
Well, let's get together and we'll do this again. But right now, we're out of time. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and join us next week when we talk about some more stories of Black excellence. And until then, my friend Shaheewa, my friend Eric, you guys keep doing the stuff that you're doing because you make a difference. And I am so happy to know you. And so happy to watch your success. This is the Business of Black Business. Thanks again, Legacy Magazine, for making this possible. I always say that if it is to be, it's up to me. See you next time.